It's time for Word to the Third, my reflections on purpose, life, and growth. I'm Toby Brooks. I'm a speaker, author, professor, and forever student. Each week on Becoming Undone, I'll bring you guests who've dared bravely, risked mightily, and grown relentlessly. High achievers who've transformed from falling apart to falling into place. But every third episode, it's my turn to reflect, refine, and reprocess in Word to the Third. First off, why the title? As I'll share later, I'm a musician. I've been a drummer since beating on my mom's pots and pans when I was 3 years old. I love most music, especially hip-hop. When I was 16, I tore my ACL and I had to have surgery. The day I got home from the procedure, I was stuck in bed, but I'd gotten a new CD in the mail from my Columbia House subscription. It was a new release by the hip-hop group Third Base. I listened to that disc on repeat for the next week, and the catchy beats and the fun, lighthearted lyrics helped pull me out of what I now know was probably post-op depression. It seems fitting then that one of my favorite cuts from that album would serve as the name of the recurring segment that will appear every third episode on my show about pulling out of our low places and finding new victories. If I had a budget for commercial music licenses, this song would play right here, right now. But since I don't, here's the best I could do with a royalty-free selection. In the meantime, if you want to Google Word to the Third later, you can. But for now, enjoy this. Leadership expert John Maxwell once said, "I've discovered that the price of change usually comes sooner than you think, is higher than you imagined it would be, and must be paid more often than expected." I'm learning that if I want to find success in my life, true success that's lasting and worthwhile, it requires me to knowingly and willingly pay the price. This past summer, I completed the 75 Hard Challenge. To complete the challenge, you have to commit to 75 straight days of 5 things. 2 45-minute workouts, with one of them being outside. Sticking to a meal plan with no alcohol and no cheat meals. Drinking a gallon or more of water. Reading 10 pages in a development book. And taking a progress photo each day. If you miss even one thing on any day, you have to start back at day 1. It's tough, but then again, it isn't called 75 easy. I can tell you, the process was transformative. I had to make sacrifices. I had to get up earlier than normal. I had to stay up later than normal. It was a grind. Lots of times I wanted to quit. A few times I did. I failed several times before finally seeing it through to completion this past July. And while 75 days may seem arbitrary, it really isn't. That 75 days helped me build some reliable habits that are still serving me well, even if I'm not on the program or in a later phase. Maxwell says that paying the price is a 3-stage process, and I can't argue. First, we have to learn. Every day should be tackled with curiosity. The question I should be asking myself is, what do I need to learn today that I didn't know yesterday? I was never really a reader growing up. As I've become more focused on growth, I've started to realize just how important those reading assignments are. The second stage is unlearning. The question we ask here is, what do I need to let go of today that I held on to yesterday? Pride and arrogance can make us hard to teach. It's tough to hold new ideas in hands that are gripping too tightly to old ones. Unlearning means being vulnerable and open. It's usually uncomfortable, but the toughest questions and hardest answers are necessary steps to the richest growth. Lastly, Maxwell says we have to relearn. What do I need to change today that I was doing yesterday? New habits, new strategies, new ideas. They're all mandatory if I hope to claim new territory in my life. For me, this has taken the shape of a 3-step process that I repeat to myself regularly each and every day. Strategic in purpose, relentless in pursuit, better every day. That means planning the work, working the plan, and moving the needle ever so slightly in the pursuit of improvement. I don't always achieve it, but that's the goal. Not better than you, not better than some arbitrary standard, better than me yesterday. This process of learning, unlearning, and relearning, it's continual. It's serving me well, and after 75 days of hard work and struggle, I'm happy to say that I've embraced many of those tasks that were at first really, really hard. And it's become part of my daily routine. That's the goal of paying the price. This has been Word to the Third. I'm Toby Brooks, and I am undone. Becoming Undone is a Nitro Hype creative production, written and produced by me, Toby Brooks. If you or someone you know has a story of resilience and victory to share for Becoming Undone, please contact me at undonepodcast.com. Becoming Undone can be heard on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and wherever else you get your podcasts.